Okay. I know it's been a little while since my last video, specifically about these plants, but, life gets in the way sometimes. So, these are black raspberries that I did a video previously kind of showing them out in the wild, and this guy here is rooted. You can see that all this right here, this is all new growth since I got it planted. This is the old leaf stem right there. So just a couple thoughts on these guys. They're supposedly the hardest to root from cuttings like this. And I mean, they're definitely difficult. They're not the one that I've had the most failure with. I actually have 3 that are 3 out of the 7 that I collected. In terms of the amount of cane that I brought home, I was able to make 7 cuttings with it. It definitely, I've had the most success with it, but I also used rooting hormone, which is, I don't know if you technically call it cheating with rubus, considering how easy it is for them to grow from canes. Something that I have noticed with this one specifically is that these guys, the leaves will die and new shoots will come off the main stem here like this before they have roots. Even with the rooting hormone, this guy was at the very least half its length before I could start feeling that, you tug on it. I don't want to hurt it too much, but you try to tug up on it. You can see this whole container is moving because it's got roots that's holding it in now. It's not the thorns on it that's holding it in. And I've got 2 others just down the way a little bit behind me that one of them is just finally starting to root and the other one is still just a loose stem in there, but it's got about an inch worth of new growth on it. And I want to get these in the ground now, at the very least this guy, because I know he's ready for it. I don't want to leave him inside anymore. And I've got this spot here, it's in mostly shade, some speckled sunlight coming in right here. But black raspberries are supposed to be able to do well in pretty much any shade level. From full sun, they might have issues with full sun if you don't water them enough, but all the way down to like pretty thick shade, because I actually found these guys in a pretty thick forest, so I imagine they're going to do just fine right here. And well, most people say to just dig it extra big. They say like 1.5 times. I don't really pay attention to that, as long as it's like bigger and I can kind of backfeed. I got to break some of this dirt that I have here is really just, it's soft, but it's clumpy, really, really clumpy in its dry state. So you got to kind of break it up. So I'm going to have to kind of take a shovel to it and just start chopping it up into pieces. I'm going to put this guy in the ground, cover it with some wood chips. I've been moving some more wood chips around since I got a bit more cardboard to play around with. This area I'm not going to put cardboard down to cover up any of the weeds because there's not really that many compared to all the grass and dandelions and stuff. I've just got whatever this stuff is here and a couple wild lettuce like this one that I just chopped. So I think it should do fine. And then I'll probably make another video once it's growing, like actually growing some new stems and stuff. Because I imagine that container is really small for it. It might not even be wanting to send out any new shoots with how small that is. I put a trailing blackberry in a container, probably about, a little bit wider than it was, probably about like out to like right here in terms of width, twice the height, and I barely got like a 2-foot long stem out of it. That was the first year that I had it, and they really need a lot of soil space, that's for sure. So I'm gonna get this guy in the ground, and I hope you guys kind of enjoyed seeing some of my work's successful, semi-successful. We'll see once it starts growing in the ground here, then I'll know that this guy's made it pretty much.